good morning, good morning. I made sure to put my apron on today because I have a brand new pair of leggings on and we do not want paint on them on the first day. So, ta-da, Marie Thunk Junk with my homemade pockets. And if you love this kind of exaggeration, then you're my people. And I know you love some pop art. Do you though? So, a while back, let's start with the very beginnings of this. I had some old comic books and they were just shredded apart pages, and who can throw that away and not create something with it? Well, I'm not capable. I have to have a thing to create with. So I saved these and started working with some little wooden tray pieces, and look, we made TV trays. So I did not complete them. I was running into an issue where I was putting the handles on because we want handles for our TV trays so we can hold on to our drinks or our sandwich and chips. But they are all so super cool. And to make the comic books come to life, I added a little bit of paint. Vin, is that you? Let's go see who's at the door real quick. Good morning. Good morning. How it's y'all, hey? Dun, dun, dun. Super cool. Not Vinny. It's my girls. I'm so excited. They're both here now. So we're going to finish working on these trays, but I ran into a problem putting the handles on because I was burning the resin. And we don't want to burn the resin, so I've got to find a better way to attach the handles. Well, in the meantime, we're also going to use them to make a fabulous mirror. This is just a plain frame. Hey, honey, come on in. And we're going to make it into something super cool. So you'll be able to hang it up on the wall. And then there's this. Then there's this piece. Oh, don't forget the jewelry box. What could be cooler than a straight line, mid-century styled jewelry box to go with the dressing table and the trays? We have the bench. Honey, come help me flip this over because this thing's heavy. So I'm going to turn it around so I can show this. Let's look at the end first. So if you look, this is veneer. This is what veneer does when it gets old, it gets dry, it gets brittle. But look how they built this. This is why they go over things with veneers. So both ends look pretty much as bad as this, and we're going to have to do some work here. So, hey, good morning. Thanks for being here. I'm going to take some paper, cut out so I can make a template because this is shaped funny, and then we'll cut some pieces and we'll make this work again. But this is a giant, giant bench, and it needs to be reupholstered. So my BFF helped me find some super cool, dang, that's heavy, some super cool pop art fabric, and we're looking to see what we can find that we can use to reupholster this bench. It's pretty straight lined. That's the beautiful thing about mid-century modern furniture. So I think we can cut it, paste it, put it back together, and make it fresh, clean, and match our dressing table. Everything started with these super cool trays and the colors that we love in the pop art, the vintage comic strip. Have you seen these? So I love even the back. Look at the back and then show it. Because, you know, in the old comic books, there were tons of ads for super great products. You could mail in, you could get free stuff, or you could mail in for $1.95. You could get a new thing. Well, on the back, we featured that. Look, free Marvel comics. Can you imagine that? Not these days. Kids make big money. Yeah, you could write in and you could sell these things and they promised that you could make big money. Kids, It never worked. But these are awesome. And this is where it started. Now let's take a look at this dressing table. Because this thing, oh Lord, I was playing with it right before we turned the camera on. And so these are our colors. I'm really excited because these colors look so vintage comic book. And I know we could go with some other ones. We have 54, plus we have almost endless color recipes. But I think if we go with our marigold and our rustic clay and our bluebird as our base, then we'll have a fantastic start to our colorization. I like that. Of our enormous, giant, heavy, veneered dressing table. Now it's down low. I kind of debated putting it back on the motorcycle jack because I need it to come up a little bit. But the way it's shaped, I was afraid it would be a little tippy in here. It's going to be tippy anyway. But then I saw a loose piece and I was like, oh, this has tape on it. No, the paint's peeling. So we have some work cut out for us. I think we can do this. I think if we peel the paint that's loose, and then we are really going to have to spray this down with some prep. One of our super awesome customers dropped this off. She was downsizing. I hate to hear someone doing that because then they get rid of the things that they really loved in their world. But she said she kept some great stuff too. So this piece had to go. It has sticky on top. The paint was really cute, but it's just kind of faded and needs to be freshened up. So what a great project to start with. Now, if you're not familiar with Rethunk Junk Paint products, let me introduce you. Everything we do starts with the prep. Let me get closer so you can see. The prep is a liquid product. You just spray it on, and I'm looking for right in front of me. You just spray it on. It actually starts to bite into the paint. Or if you have a surface that's stained, it'll bite into that stain. And what it does, once it starts biting in, is it creates a really great bondable surface so that when you paint over this, it stays where you put it. Now, let's talk for a minute about this surface specifically because the paint's peeling over here on the side. Like, I really thought it was a piece of tape holding the veneer together. And it is not. It is peeling paint. So if you paint over the top of peeling paint, guess what's going to happen? It's going to peel. So we don't want that to happen. I'm going to go ahead and prep this anyway. Not because I'm fixing to paint over it, but because it really is dirty and needs to be cleaned up. It's been in storage for quite some time. So let's get this entire surface clean. Sometimes you have to start at the very beginning to see where you're going. Sometimes you start on a project and it works really well. And other times you get going down the road on a project and you start running into a lot of problems. We've done that in here in the studio. It happens and you do everything you can to avoid it. But if it's unavoidable, don't try to avoid it because what will happen if you are flipping furniture for a little bit of extra income, you'll spoil your reputation over not doing a great job. Don't do that. Don't do that. When you're working on a project, we know you work hard. Make sure you follow the steps that it takes to get the work done so that once you put your product out on the market for sale, nobody can say your work was junk. Don't do junk work. Do good work. And if you need to peel paint, if you need to sand something. If you need to strip it, just do it. It's better to do it on the front end of the job than to wait until you get to the back end of the job and have all of your time and your materials invested in what you're working on. Favorite kind of art? What's your favorite kind of art? Now, I like all different kinds. Pop art I've always been fascinated with. And a girl we went to school with, Catherine, oh, she could draw some amazing features. Like, we just knew she was going to have her own comic book strip growing up. What's your favorite kind of art? I miss watching her draw at lunchtime because that's what she did, Scott. She would sit there at lunch and she would just draw comic book characters, you know, the big tears, the fluffy hair, the lipstick. She had it all down. And now I have a child that does that. I have two. I have a spare child that does that too. What's your favorite kind of art? What do you love to see? Now I'm going to spin around. Oh, I'm going to spin this around. It's a giant table. Look at that, y'all. And it didn't have the correct legs on it. That drove me crazy, so I took the legs off. This is supposed to have a very specific style of legs. I think we have a set. So I think we're going to be set up there. And yeah, watch that peel. It's just going to come off. I think I might take the heat gun and just see how much of it will peel off so that I don't have to take the carbide scraper to it first. Take the heat gun and the carbide scraper to it. But it has that awesome aged yellow veneer product on it. Good stuff right there. Scott, this is going to take a while to peel. So I'll hit that edge. Maybe that'll help. It's like getting a start when you have a sticker and you can't get the back off of it. It's about what we're going to have to do, y'all. I think we've got to get most of this paint off. It was beautiful, but it is not anymore. So let me go ahead and spray it with prep on this side as well, and then we'll pull the drawers and see what we're dealing with those drawers. I don't want to paint over this until it's right, because doing a pop art piece is really cool, but hang on, I'm going to spin it. You're going to do it anyway. Right here. Put it on the top. Yeah, man. Oh, that's great construction. Look at that. It has the wooden runners that are braced in. Boy, I tell you what. Wouldn't it be great if they still built furniture like this? Got a little chewed up spot right there. Just where the, not chewed up like somebody ate it or something ate it, but chewed up like it rubbed it raw right there. Look at those handles. Those are so cute. Now, these obviously have been painted because as I'm rubbing it with prep, that paint's coming off. And bless you. Hey, honey, we're waiting for Vinny to come in. And Sam has the money for the last eggs that we got. So if Vinny comes in or Diane comes in, bless you, she has the egg money. Because y'all, farm fresh eggs are so good. Yeah, these have been painted, and I'm pretty sure they're not the correct handles because there's like 8 washers on each nut in here. Yeah, this is not original, so we'll need to get those off. And even if we use them again, we might use something different, but we want an exaggerated finish, so we'll do what we can to get to that. Paper, little crayon tip. How cool, it's yellow. And all right, this drives me crazy. You see that edge right there? Be careful when you're cleaning drawers like that, because 9.5 times out of 10 there's little pins in there. Pins. If you stick your finger on that, you're going to wish you had not. Be careful. But we'll clean out the drawers, surface them a little bit because it looks like somebody painted them a long, 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 long time ago. Because that was the thing back in the day. It's still a thing. We're not doing anything different. We're just doing it the way we see it. It's still paint. It's still furniture. It still needs to be freshened up. But we'll clean these drawers. Oh yeah, that'll all come off pretty easily. A little bit of prep, a little bit of elbow grease. It's a great combination for making something absolutely stunning again. And let me grab a screwdriver because I want to go ahead and take that handle off. So let's get this off of here. No lie, there's so many washers on here, it's insane. Look how many washers are on there. Nobody needs that many washers. They make smaller machine screws for your hardware. Measure the hardware depth, measure the depth of your drawer, plus a piece. Use one washer. Put the right screws in. Put the right screws in. Bada boom! Oh, Lord, maybe we're going to have to find some new hardware because this came off in pieces. Oh, yeah, those were glued on. That's fun. It is really kind of neat to dig a piece of furniture apart and start seeing how it got where it did. Like, who would glue metal together like this? Like, wouldn't you use epoxy? JB Weld's been around for a long time. I would have used some JB Weld. We looked at it yesterday. JB Weld makes some awesome glue products right now, y'all. I studied the glue aisle for a while yesterday because Miss Cindy's coming in today again. We're going to work on her project. So maybe we'll have some updated pictures for you. Look, this has dust panels. That's wonderful. Oh. And more super duper hardware in a plastic bag. I have no idea where that came from or what it even goes to. But this is how you start. Oh, there's different screws. Let me get another screwdriver. Oh, sometimes I have a lot of flat screwdrivers because I do a lot of old furniture. But sometimes people just use what they have. I'm not judging, saying that's wrong. Use what you got. Use what you got. But maybe use the right screws. Take that on out of there. Lord. All right. Done. Hardware's off. And let's prep this out too. And really, the prep is gonna really help me loosen this paint because that's what it does. It gets down in there and it starts biting into it. So cleaning this up, I don't think is going to be really that difficult. It's going to take me a little bit of time. So we'll work on this outside as long as it's not raining and it's not 900 degrees. And there's that pin. Yeah, there's always going to be one. I would be disappointed working on old furniture if that didn't exist. Watch your fingers, though, because those suckers are sharp and you can't see them. So I just put a little extra of the cloth to that side. Staples, yep, there's always going to be a staple, too. Let me weed that out because that's actually stuck in the wood. Are you kidding me? And won't let go. Whee! Let me get that flat screwdriver back out before I cut myself. There we go. Okay, it's out. It's out. Be careful in these old drawers. If this was a super expensive antique, or I saw that there was a lot of need, I might take it completely apart. But I don't think there's a need. I think we can clean this pretty good. Clean the drawer up, get the sticky out, and move on. I think we'll be just fine. I love that the edges of the drawers are already kind of this light yellow because I love to do a peekaboo drawer on a custom piece like this. It does a great job. All right, that's going to loosen our paint up on most of the dressing table. Yucko. I need to wash my hands now. Ugh. Oh, the bottom is messy too. Let's go ahead and do that while we're here. Old bugs, dead bugs, spider webs, cobwebs, they're all here. There we go. All right. And that is all the trash out of the drawer. That's yuck. So let's knock that off of there. It has, I guess this is a curling iron burn right here because it's too long to be a cigarette. And then that looks like a perfume bottle or something with some oil because perfume will eat through your finish. It's just like nail polish remover on your surfaces. So be cautious. Be cautious. So I'm going to call that clean for right now. And I know I've got to do the framework. This is such a cool piece. And I really do love the colors that she had on here. I love this section right here. That's structure. That doesn't come off. But it kind of looks like a pearlescent finish over it. And nice and beachy. But we're going pop art, so this has got to go. All right. That's clean. Now, since I have all this done, let's move the paint colors out of the way. And what time is it? 9:26. We really don't have time to move into the trays right now. So I could create a little bit more work for the girls, and we could look at the colors on the top together. You want to? Let's see what they look like. Rustic Clay, Marigold, and Bluebird. Let's see what they're going to look like. Let's just do a little test spot. Isn't that what you do, Scott? Little test spot? I mean, just so you could see what it looks like, right? All right. Always shake your paint up really, 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 really well. Then we have to decide the design. Would you just paint it block style? I don't know. But let's check these colors out. Isn't that a gorgeous color? A great, fantastic, aged cartoon comic book color. I think so. I think that one looks good. All right, our Bluebird. We're down to the short rows in this jar. Oh, but it opened up really well. Bluebird and Rustic Clay. I don't know why I'm obsessed with this color on this project, but I am. And I think it's going to look great. Look at that. I think it's going to look great. All right, so we have our 3 brushes. Let me just get a little bit of paint on. If I've got to strip this anyway, I'm not hurting a thing. But let's see what these colors look like together. And we may want to change them up. We'll definitely add more because more is more. And this is not going to be a bubblegum pop art. I'm not going with the bright pinks. I want a little bit more vintage muted finish here. This is old school comic books, y'all. This is not some of those new AI generated things with aliens, and this is not that. I've seen some of those. All right. Hey, where'd my kids go? I know they're not still washing paintbrushes. There weren't that many. That's going to look super cool. I love it. So today I'll get the girls in here. We'll start getting things organized. We will work on the handles for the trays, and there's my girls right on time. We'll work on the handles for the trays so that we can knock those trays out tomorrow. I think that'll be great fun. The girls won't be here. And then we will move to the jewelry box because that doesn't need to be sanded. That doesn't need to be stripped. So we'll work on the smaller pieces while we're getting the bulk of the work done on this piece. And then we'll bring them all together. We have a mirror to make as well. And it'll be a lot of fun. Our pop art series from Two Girls Treasure. We are in the studio. I'm Diane Pruitt. It is time for me to fly. So I will see y'all again right here, 9 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow morning. We'll have some progress made and we will start working on this giant dressing table. Yay, I'm so excited. Thanks for being here. Y'all have a beautiful day. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Bye, y'all.